Good morning, Jameson. All right. Quiet, please. Time out, guys. Count the 4. 1, 2, 3. Okay, thank you. Homework, any questions? Lily, hey, seriously. Tuesday, Friday might catch you a little bit of slack. Tuesday, better behavior. Lily.
Number 15.
Let's take a look at number 15. Page 220, number 15. Not, turn the mouse off. Come on, you can do this. All right, number 15 states the following. 8 over 13 divided by, so let's see, 8 over 13 divided by
12.
Where is it? 18 over 39. 18 over 39. All right, Lily, your question, your answer. All right, tell me how to do division.
Okay, so I took notes on it.
3 words. All you got to remember.
Oh, copy that.
What am I copying?
Copying the 8.
I'm copying 8 over 13.
Then you put a dot.
Put a dot. That's changed division to multiplication.
And then you put 39 over 8.
And I flip the second fraction, not the first fraction, the second fraction. So the only challenge part right here is that we have to do cross reduction. So let's see, 8 and 18, Lily. 8 and 18. Ace, turn around. What goes into 8 and 18?
8, 16.
So it's not 8. How about 4? 4 goes into 8. Does it go into 18?
No.
How about 3? Does 3 go into, well, 3 goes into 18, but not 8. We're down to
What about 2?
2. 2 goes into 8 how many times?
4 times.
And 2 goes into 18.
9 times.
Okay, 13 and 39 are the one you probably won't remember. Okay, it turns out that 13 is a factor of 39. 13, 26, 39. You may not even realize that, so you might have to multiply through and you get this ugly number and you can still reduce it. So 13 ends up going to 13 once, 13 goes to 39 3 times, multiply straight across, Willie. 4 times 3.
16.
4 times 3.
4 times 3. Oh, I'm sorry. 12. I'm sorry.
And 1 times 9. Can that be reduced? It turns out it can because there was something else. Occasionally, look at what the red numbers are. Occasion doesn't happen often. Malachi and Christmas tree. Turn around. Seriously, we're not doing this today. Turn around. Pay attention. All right. This only happens occasionally. And when I say turn around, I mean in your desk. Notice I got a 3 and a 9. That can be reduced to. So your choice is reduce it here or you reduce it later. Most of the time you do cross reduction, you're so happy that you just cross reduced. You don't even notice this, right? It's okay. You can do it at the end, right? If you had done it at the very start, let's see, 3 goes to 12 and 9. That goes 4 times and 3 times, so we get 1 and 1/3. If you had noticed that the 3 goes into 3 once and 3 goes into 9 3 times, 4 times 1 is 4, 1 times 3 is 3, but most of the time you won't even notice that. You say, oh, wait, look, it can still be reduced. Malachi.
We found a math book that has like this green cover on it. I can't
The only one I found belongs to Nathan of period 4.
Okay, well,
Right.
I have 2 sets of homework in there, and
So you need to look around. It's your math book.
yeah.
All right. Anyone else? All right, let's grade this. Number 1, 2 over 21. Number 2, 3 over 22. Number 3 is 21. Number 4 is 27. Number 5 is 5 over 24. Number 6 is 5/12. Number 7 is 1/6. Number 8 is 1 7/9. Number 9 is 2/15. Number 10 is 6/7. Number 11 is 4.5. Number 12 is 3 1/9. Number 13 is 5/12. Number 14 is 7/30. Number 15 is 1 1/3. Number 16 is 2 5/8. That's it. Yes.
I forgot to do something.
Yeah. So I mean, it's a lot of work, right? Look at this one. How much work we did. So you know, you get a passing grade if you know the procedure and you do the procedure. You get an A if you do it without making a single mistake. Right? The difference between a C and an A is C is I know how to multiply, I know how to divide, I know how to cross reduce, but I made a couple silly mistakes. I multiplied 4 times 1 and got, I don't know, 3 or something like that. You showed me that you did everything right, but you had a silly math mistake. That's the difference, and you need a couple of those mistakes. That's the difference between a C and an A. A D or F is I ask you to divide and you add or something like that. You have no idea what you're doing. Yeah. That didn't take too long. All right. So it turns out, listen to listen. So it turns out today, it ain't anything new. Right? Listen, please. So it turns out today, I'm not technically teaching you anything. Listen. Hey, time out. If we can't go through a class where you're unable to pay attention, you're constantly interrupt, we will stop. We'll bring in Dr. K. We'll have a discussion on how detention is run and why you have detention. Come on.
Thank you.
4th time. So today, technically, I'm not teaching you anything new, right? All we're going to do is do division. You're like, well, I already know how to do that. It was last night's homework. We're simply going to be dividing with mixed numbers. Okay? Nothing changes in the sense of how to do division. The problem is we're dealing with mixed numbers. It's actually 2 things. We're doing multiplication and division with mixed numbers. 2 classes ago, we did multiplying. Multiply, straight across, reduce. Yesterday, we did division, copy, dot, flip. Today, we do both of those, multiplication and division with mixed numbers. So I don't really have to show you how to do this because you already know how to do it. But I will show it to you. Everyone look at the board. Let's just one more time for the sake of my e-learners. Jameson, I don't know if you're going to be back in class by Monday. If you are back in class by Monday, you will take your English final, right? It will be period 7 and period 8. So period 7, period 8 on Monday. It's a full day Monday, normal day. Periods 1 through 6, normal classes. Most of your teachers, I'm sure, are doing a review, okay? I'm going to start my review on Friday. We'll do half the material, so chapters 1 through, let's say, 3. And then we'll do 4 through 7 on Monday. I don't have to spend too much time on chapter 7 because we're in it right now, okay? The test will be multiple choice. In fact, I literally just finished making the test. It's about 74 questions long, I believe. 74 questions long. It is all multiple choice, meaning like when you do the problem, you'll know instantly, hey, I got that one right. Hey, I got that one right. Hey, I got that one right. Why? Because it's multiple choice. 3 plus 2 is 5. You get 4, it's not going to be one of the answers, okay? Unfortunately, occasionally with multiple choice, there might be a wrong answer down that you actually get and you think you get it right. That only happens occasionally, okay? It's a 90-minute test, so you have 90 minutes to do about 74 questions. There's plenty of time. I've designed it so that the average kid can do the test in about 60 minutes, 60 minutes. For the slow kid, it's going to take you 90 minutes. For the fast kid, you're going to do it in about 45 minutes.
For the smart kids.
I didn't say smart, I said slow and fast.
What if you're right?
There's plenty of smart kids that do their work nice and slow, meticulously, right? And they use all their time and they get perfect papers. Other people A slow kid doesn't know what they're doing, and they learn, oh, multiple choice tests, they're done in 5 minutes, right? This is a semester final, right? Counts for a lot of your grade. Make sure you pass this. We'll do 2 review days. We'll do Friday and Monday. A review. I will give you, I don't remember how many questions, about 40 or 50 questions each time. I will show you exactly what the questions will look like. There will be no doubt in your mind, and there will be multiple choice involved too. So you'll see what the multiple choice questions look like. Friday we'll do chapters 1 through 3, and then we'll do 4 through 7 on Monday, and then we will take our math test come Tuesday morning. All during Tuesday through Thursday. You show up, you go to student advisement for the first 30 minutes. That's to get some final studying done, get your head right for semester finals. Then you'll go for 90 minutes to your class. On Tuesday, you'll come to me, you'll take your test. When that 90 minutes is up, you'll go back to your student advisement for 30 more minutes to decompress, eat a snack, study a little bit more for your history final. You go take your history final. When that's over, 90 minutes later, it's 12 o'clock. 12 o'clock, and then you go home. If you miss any one of your exams from Monday through Thursday, then you're coming to school on Friday to finish your exam or to take your exam. Okay, something really serious happens and you're out Monday through Thursday, you're not coming on Friday and taking 7 exams. There's not enough time. We'll work something out. E-learners, you must take your test on the day that it is given. You do not have the flexibility of, I'll do it tomorrow. If on Monday you don't take e-learners, I'm talking about, if on Monday you do not take your English final, you're getting a 0. If on Tuesday you don't take your math and your history test, you get a 0. We know that things can happen. Internets go down, computers crash, that sort of thing. If you have any problems, electronic things, I can't see the test, my computer just crapped out on me, I don't know, whatever happens, my internet's down, grab your phone, call the school, and tell us. If you do none of that, right, we will give you a 0. I'm talking to e-learners, not you guys. Yeah. Lily.
Okay, so for each class, how much is the percentage?
You got to ask the individual teacher. Mine's 20%.
Oh,
Okay.
that's not good.
It's a lot, but it's also to show mastery. I'm not going to ask the hardest questions. I'm going to ask basic questions. Basic questions, right? You'll see on Friday, Monday what the questions look like. Yes? You have to ask Mrs. Boyd, not me. All right, this is for period 4. Occasionally, I post this class rather than post both classes. So if period 4, if this is the class that I post tonight, here is your schedule as well too. Once again, period 4, it's not you guys. Period 4, e-learners. If you do not take your test on the day is provided, you get a 0. So make sure you take this. If you run into any problems, my computer just crashed, my internet's down, my dog just ran away with my computer, right? Call the school, tell us, we'll cut you slack. Right? We'll figure something else out. Yeah.
Oh, why does it say?
This is period 4. This is you. Okay. I teach two course ones, and sometimes it's just easier for me to post this one rather than post both of them. It saves me some time. All right, copy down your homework. Yes.
So most teachers,
Right.
from what I've heard from Miss Coleman, is that we're like not gonna have like a PE final is just gonna be like not even
Hey,
really a final.
you guys write down while I listen to
Or
questions.
like PE finals might just be like a play session. So is that like or do I need to check on?
I'm sorry. I'm done with you guys today. Seriously. The next people who talk, I've given you plenty of warnings. We're not doing this. You distract the entire class. And then all of a sudden 2 people are talking, and then, well, they're talking, I'm going to talk. And then it turns into 4 people, and then 8. Right? Stop. Last warning. Yes.
So, like, I'm gonna heard from a few teachers that for some of our final days, we're not gonna actually have finals.
You got to talk to each individual teacher. I'll just say all your core classes in Latin, guaranteed there's a final. Electives, it's up to the elective teachers. I have to give a final. I don't have the option. So I will be giving a final. I said today's a class on multiply and divide. You got everything you need to know how to multiply and divide. The only difference is we're doing it with mixed numbers. not proper fractions. Up till now, we've been dealing with multiplying and dividing with proper fractions. Now we're going to do it with mixed numbers. Turns out there's no new rules. You just follow the same old rules. So that's why I started off by saying, hey, I'm not technically teaching you anything new. We're just going to do it with mixed numbers today. So here we go. Multiplication and division of mixed numbers. All right, recall. Recall that the multiplication rule for fraction times a fraction is you multiply the numerators, you multiply the denominators, and then you reduce, and if necessary, turn it into a mixed number. We just, for shorthand, we just say, hey, multiply straight across. That's the rule for multiplication. Okay. An example, all I do is I multiply the numerators, 1 times 2, and denominators, which is 6, and then I reduce. 2 goes from 2 and 6. So I reduce that by 2. I could have cross-reduced at the start if I wanted to, and I get 1/3. There's multiplication. Nothing changes when we have mixed numbers. It's still done the same way. Dividing, what we did yesterday. 3 words, copy, dot, flip, right? Some people say keep, change, flip. Sometimes say copy and multiply by the reciprocal, but copy, dot, flip is how I teach it. Once you've done a copy, dot, flip, then it's a multiplication problem. So you do the previous steps. Multiply the numerators, multiply the denominators, reduce, write a mixed number if necessary. So how is it done? Ugly, ugly, ugly. So for me, I'm not going to cross-reduce first. That's probably the only mistake I'll see. Some will say, oh, cross-reduce, and then they'll do a copy, dot, flip. No, it doesn't work that way. You must do a copy, dot, flip first for division. If you do a cross-reduce first, you get it wrong. So I do a copy, first fraction, change division to multiplication, that's the dot, flip the second fraction, and now I can do cross reduction. 5 goes into 20 and 15, so I reduce that by 5. 7 goes into 21 and 28. I reduce that by 7, and I multiply straight across. 4 times 4 is 16. 3 times 3 is 9. Yes, I'm talking fast because this is review. 9 goes into 16 one time with 7 left over. There we go. I just did multiplication and division. The difference today is that we're going to do it with mixed numbers. And I said, when I gave you the first class on mixed numbers, what are we always going to do as soon as we see a mixed number? We're going to change it to an improper fraction. So finally recall the procedure of changing it from a mixed number to an improper fraction. Lots of steps. You've done this before. Okay? The steps are, we start at the bottom, the denominator, 9. 9 times 1, we're making the big circle. 9 times 1 is 9. Plus 4 is 13, all over 9. We had a test on this, last test. 9 times 3 is 27, plus 1 is 28 over 9. That's how we can do that, okay? If we were asked to add, then we would simply add. I'm not going to go over that part, but that's how we change mixed numbers to an improper fraction. Today's class is on division and multiplication of mixed numbers. So that's really all you need to know, which is if it's a mixed number, you can turn it to an improper fraction, and then you multiply or divide per the previous rules. Multiply straight across. Divide, you do a copy, dot, flip. I do want to show you, though, that there are steps. So if you think you need to write this down, write this down. I'm not going to require this. But if there are steps for multiplying or dividing with mixed numbers, well, step 1 would be we'll change all your mixed numbers to improper fractions. Step 2, well, then you either do the multiplication or division, depending upon what it's asking you to do. And then step 3, as always, the last step of any operation with fractions is you reduce, write a mixed number if necessary. Step 1, I will get occasionally, usually not with multiplication and division, I'll occasionally get someone that will try to multiply mixed numbers. I'll show you it doesn't work. Okay, I don't ever get anyone who tries to divide mixed numbers, but occasionally I'll get someone try to multiply mixed numbers because it kind of makes sense and it should work. It doesn't work. Step 1, change everything to improper. I'll show you. Improper fractions. Step 2, multiply or divide, whatever it's asking you to do. Remember, everything actually turns into division because, or multiplication, because division, copy, dot, flip turns things into multiplication. So eventually, for multiplying or dividing, everything is multiplication. Final reduce. Okay, let's see how it works. Hey, am I multiplying or dividing here? I put this X here. Your book will use an X rather than a dot, most likely. Just be ready for that. Okay, just to show you this doesn't work. I don't even have it here on the PowerPoint. I'm just going to show you this doesn't work. I'm showing you the wrong way, yes? It's the wrong way. What's 1 times 4?
4.
What's 1 times 2?
2.
What's 4 times 3?
12.
I'm showing you the wrong way. 2 over 12 turns into 4 and 1, 6. It makes sense that that probably should work, right? No. We're going to see that that's not the answer. Here's the real answer. Don't do what I just showed you. Okay? Our rule is whenever you have, for anything, add, subtract, multiply, or divide, if you have mixed numbers, you immediately change into improper fraction. 4 times 1 plus 1 all over. Notice for multiplication, we do not get common denominators. Common denominators is only for adding subtraction. So we get 5 over 4. 3 times 4
24.
plus 2 all over 3. Anything cross reduce? Lily, anything cross reduce?
Oh,
Nothing goes into 5 and 3 but 1. What goes into 4 and 14? What'd you say?
4 and 14 go into
2. Okay, so 2 goes into 4 2 times. Okay, so I'll reduce that. 2 goes into 14 7 times. Multiply straight across. 5 times 7.
35.
2 times 3. So we get 35 over 6. 6 goes into 35 how many times?
5 and then 5 left over 6.
Okay, for the people that can't do that fast, he's absolutely correct. 6 times 5, so that's 5 times, will be 30. 35 minus 30 is 5, so we get 5. As 6 goes into 35 5 times with 5 left over. Notice, e-learners can't see, but next to this I wrote 4 and 1 6. They're not even remotely close. Yellow is the real answer. E-learners can't see it, but 4 and 1 6 is what I wrote on the board. You cannot multiply with mixed numbers. You get the wrong answer. You must turn them into improper fractions, then multiply. Same rule for division. You have to turn them into improper fractions. All right. So once again, I'm going to claim that, well, there's nothing new here. All we're doing is multiplying. All we're doing is changing mixed numbers to improper fractions. So there's nothing new. It's not a new skill. Okay? Clearly, look how much work I did. It's a lot of work. Okay? Lots of chances to make a silly mistake. Okay? You multiply 4 times 1 and you forget to add the 1, you've immediately started off with the wrong numbers to multiply. All right, let's do one together. Here we go. Box 2. Keegan, talk me through. Step 1. What are we supposed to do? Big picture. Don't tell me math. Just tell me big picture. What are we supposed to do here? Are we subtracting?
No.
What are we doing?
Multiplying.
Big picture, we're multiplying. Okay, what are we multiplying with? What kind of numbers?
Fractions.
What kind of fractions? What is that?
Mixed number.
That's a mixed number. So we're multiplying with mixed numbers. So for a rule for multiplying with mixed numbers is step 1, we must. It was written in box 1 if you chose to write it down.
Simplify.
Absolutely not. What did box 1 say? What are we supposed to do, Ace?
We're supposed to change the mixed number to a.
I allowed you to make a choice of whether you wanted to write it down or not. Clearly, Ace didn't need to write it down, but you do. Write this down, box 1. Egan, write it down, box 1. Step 1. When multiplying or dividing with mixed numbers, step 1 is change it to improper fraction.
I thought step 1 was the numerator with the numerator.
All right, Jaden, turn it into improper fractions. Step 1, go.
Use divide the numerator.
There's no division involved in.
You multiply the numerator.
Multiply the numerator and denominator?
No, the numerator with the numerator.
And the whole number. All right, 3 times 1 is 3. Keep talking.
And then 1 times 1.
We're adding then.
3 times 1 equals 3. plus 1 equals 4.
All over.
Over 3.
All over 3. Do it one more time. Prove to me you can do this.
2 times
Listen.
2 times 1 equals 2 plus 1 equals 3, which is
3 over 2. So she did that correctly. 3 times 1 is 3, plus 1 is 4, all over 3. 2 times 1 is 2, plus 1 is 3, all over 2.
I got big brain.
Okay. Keegan, we just did step 1. To multiply or divide mixed numbers, you change them into improper fractions. They're improper fractions. Step 2. Multiply or divide. Put that down. Box 1. Step 2. Step 2. Multiply or divide, depending upon what it's asking you to do. Notice, if this had been a division, I wouldn't have done a copied out flip as the first step. I would have changed it to an improper fraction as first step. 2 is now when I would do a copied out flip if this was division. It's not, it's multiplication. All right, anything cross reduce here?
Yes.
What?
2.
2 and
4.
but also
3 and 3.
3 and 3. Notice 3's would cancel, the 2 and the 4, 2 would go into it. So depending upon what order you want to do it in, let's see. 2 goes to 4 2 times, 2 goes to 2 1 time, 3 goes to 3 once, 3 goes to 3 once. There's a lot of scratching going on there, right? I did mine nice, neat in PowerPoint. It's red, you can see it. When you're doing this by yourself, neatness counts. If you're sloppy like me, my handwriting's really bad, right? I got to tell myself, slow down, write as carefully as I can so I don't mess this up. Notice I'm also writing numbers that are physically smaller. There's no requirement for that, by the way. It's just how it's done. I'm writing numbers that are even smaller, so sometimes you can't even read your own handwriting because the number is so small. Just be careful. Multiply straight across. 2 times 1 is?
2.
1 times 1 is? So the final answer is? Just 2. Okay, final answer is just plain old 2. That took forever. So clearly, I don't want to give you 40 of these tonight for homework because it will take forever.
You said it's 12.
I got that done.
The special case ones, the ones that are a little bit weird, is when you're multiplying a whole number times a mixed number. What are we going to do with the whole number?
We're gonna
Put it, turn it into
We're going to turn it into a fraction. We're going to put it over 1. With the mixed number, we're going to change to an improper fraction. This is box 3. 4 times 3 is plus 1
13.
all over 4. So 4 we turn into a fraction by just putting it over 1. The mixed number we turn into an improper fraction. 4 times 3 is 12, plus 1 is 13, all over 4. Anything cross reduce?
Yeah, 4.
The 4 is cross reduced. 4 goes into 4 once. 4 goes into 4 once. Now multiply straight across and we get?
13 over 1.
Now I want to slow down to make sure I haven't lost anyone. I feel like I'm talking kind of fast. Who's lost?
I'm good.
Okay. 13 over 1 is 3. Okay, good.
You said 30.
13, sorry. All right, one last one for multiplication. Here we go. Jasmine, step 1. What are we doing here? Hey, I can't hear her. No, a big picture. What are we doing here? Big picture means like, okay, you're getting to the mechanics of it. What are we doing, though? Are we multiplying or dividing? That's the biggest picture we got. We are multiplying. What are we multiplying with? What kind of numbers? Which is what kind of fraction? Okay, we have, Jasmine, we got 3 choices. Proper, improper, or mixed numbers. What kind of fraction?
Excuse me?
Yes,
Can I
ma'am.
have Noah Wolf to the office, please?
He's on his way.
Thank you.
So we got proper fraction, improper fraction, mixed number. What do we got here? Proper fraction, remember, is when the top number A is smaller than B. Improper fraction when A is bigger than B. And a mixed number is when you got a whole number attached to a proper fraction. We got mixed numbers. So step number 1, when you're multiplying with mixed numbers, is to turn them into improper fraction, which is what you try to do from the start, which is fine. I just want you to get big picture. All right, do it for me. Perfect. Perfect. All over. Perfect. Good job. All right. So she turned that first one into an improper fraction. You do the same thing for the second one. 7 times 5 is 35, plus 1 is 36 over 7. Okay. When the numbers get large, it's worth a 5 or 10 seconds to look at them and see if anything cross reduces. Marie, anything cross reduce? Okay, so which one do you want to do first? What goes to 3 and 36? You mean 3 goes into 3. Okay. 3 goes into 3 how many times? And 3 goes into 36. And how about the 14 and the 7? Well done. All right, so here's what she said. Excuse me. She said that 7 goes into 14 twice, 7 goes into 7 once, 3 goes into 3 once, and 3 goes into 36 12 times. Okay? Question? Go. 2 times 12 is?
24.
1 times 1 looks like we're getting whole numbers each time. All right. How many people beat me to the answer there? Let's see if we can get everyone to do that. All right. If there is a mistake, Bo, if there is a mistake to be made, 2 types. One's a simple math mistake. One's a procedural mistake. Procedural mistake is you divide what you're supposed to multiply, you add or something weird, right? A simple math mistake will certainly throw the answer off, but a simple math mistake, you're not showing me you don't know what you're doing. You're just saying I made a simple math mistake. You divide 3 into 36 and you put, 10 or something like that. All right, one last one. Here we go. Beat me to it. I'll give you a 10-second head start. Box 5. 10-second head start. I will do it slowly. Beat me to the answer. Don't yell out the answer. Box 5. Box 5.
What's 6?
What's what? 6 what? 24. There's your 10-second head start. Let's see. I'm multiplying, big picture.
Yep.
I'm multiplying with mixed numbers. So step 1 is to turn everything into improper fraction. 4 times 6, 4, 8, 12, 16, 24. Or 20, 24. That's 24. Plus 1 is 25 all over 4. 5 times 1 is 5. Plus 1 is 6. 6 over 5. Hold on and stop yelling out answers. People stop thinking when you yell out answers. Cross reduce. Let's see. 25 and 5. 5 goes in the both. 6 times 4 is 24 plus 1 is 25. 5 goes into 25, and that's a perfect example there of not a procedural mistake, but a silly math mistake. You knew what to do, and you just kind of messed it up. 5 goes into 25 5 times. 5 goes into 5 once. 2 goes into 4 and 6. 2 goes into 4 twice. 2 goes into 6 3 times. 5 times 3 is 15. 2 times 1 is 2. Okay, now I got to do some division. 2 into 15 goes 7 times with 1 left over.
I thought it was
7
14.
and a half. Why do you think it was 14?
Because 7 times 2 equals 14.
Where did you get a 7?
Oh, I'm done.
Okay. Now, if you're talking about at the very end, if you got the 15 over 2, 2 goes into 15 7 times. 7 times 2 is 14. 15 minus 14 is 1. 1 left over. Remainder 1.
Oh.
Yep, I got one.
All right. I had box number 6 set up if we needed extra practice. Do we need extra practice?
No. Yes.
Moving on.
Yes.
Moving on.
We were going to hold our
All right. Second thing is division. So once again, I don't usually see a mistake. Bo. Elijah. Why am I saying Bo? I'm sorry.
Miss Kittle calls Bo me. Miss Kittle.
Life is tough. All right. Look on the board, please. I usually don't see a mistake. I will see it with multiplication. Somebody will just try to multiply the whole numbers. I usually don't see a mistake with division because usually the numbers are weird enough that they don't even try. But what I will see is, yes, people will change them to improper fractions first, but then I will see someone do cross reduction before they do copy dot flip. You can't do that. You have to do change the mixed number first. That's step one. Step number two, copy, dot, flip, and then you can do cross reduction and multiplying. So the procedure for division. Step number one, big picture. What am I doing? I'm dividing this division. So, big picture. What am I dividing with? Mixed numbers. So step number one, just like it was for multiplication, is I change everything to improper fractions. Everything to improper fractions. Okay. Bree, do me a favor. Get your stuff and swap with Malachi, please. That's permanent change, by the way. Malachi, get your stuff. Move. Hey, I would much rather you not have detention. All right, here we go. 3 times 2 is 6. 6 plus 2 is 8. 8 over 3. 3 times 10 is 30, plus 2 is 32 over 3. There's my two numbers. Now, you really want to do some cross reduction. Nothing cross reduces here. But you really are tempted to do that. Don't do that. The very next step after this is copy, dot, flip. I'm going to do a copy, dot, flip. I'm going to copy the first fraction, change division to multiplication, flip the second fraction. Now I'm free to do some cross reduction. Check it out. 3's cancel. 8 goes into 8. 8 does go into 32. So 8 goes into 8 one time. This is box 7. 8 goes into 32 4 times. And 3's go into 3 one time. When I multiply straight across, Caden already yelled out the answer.
I was just saying what they were.
Okay. 1 over 4. One more time. Okay. One more time. All right. Here we go. Big picture. Why do you keep asking big picture? I will see kids do literally, even though it says division, I will see kids multiply, I'll see kids add, I'll see kids subtract. They're kind of used to, I don't know, I thought we were doing division, when in fact, maybe we're doing addition. Well, semester final, they're all going to be mixed together. So you might have a division one and then a subtraction one. You might have a multiplication one and then an adding one. Make sure you get a big picture of what you're doing first. Secondly, I still will see somebody out there assume that you have to get common denominators. The only time you need common denominators is when you add or subtract. If you're multiplying or dividing, no common denominators necessary. By the way, if you get common denominators, you will get the right answer. But boy, does it blow the fractions up. I mean, they get really large, really quick. Common denominator here is 15. We would have to make a very large improper fraction with a denominator of 15. All right. Big picture, I'm dividing. So big picture step number one is I need to change those mixed numbers to improper fraction. 5 times 4 is 20. Plus 1 is 21 over 5. 3 times 2 is 6. Plus 1 is 7 over 3. This is box 8. Beat me to the answer. Don't cross reduce. Do a copy, dot, flip first. So I copy the first fraction. Change division to multiplication. That's the dot, then copy, dot, flip. Flip the second, the divisor. Flip the second fraction. Fraction. This is fracture. Nothing goes into 3 and 5 but 1, but 21 and 7. 7 goes into 21 3 times. 7 goes into 7 1 time. Once again, neatness counts so you can read your writing. 3 times 3 is 9. 5 times 1 is 5. 5 goes into 9 one time with 4 left over.
Oh, I
Two
did.
math
I was like,
mistakes.
I'm gonna tell you, with this much math, the chances of making a math mistake are high. Right? If this was a normal test, which by the way, our chapter 7, we don't have enough time to take a chapter 7 test, so it's all on the semester final. On a normal test, it would be your normal, hey, I give you the problem, you're going to show me all your work, the answer. So you're going to get a test, a multiple choice test. So what did you get for an answer?
I got 6.
So when she looks at her answer, 6/5 would be 1 1/5. It wouldn't be one of the answers. It wouldn't be A, B, C, or D, which would key her into, oh, I made a mistake. On a regular test, well, you convince yourself that's the answer. The only nice thing about a multiple choice test is you can go back and say, oh, look, I made a mistake. It's 1 1/5 is not one of the answers. You see that 1 4/5 is one of the answer. Well, maybe I made a, and then you review your work, you can find your mistake a little bit easier. Okay, that's only the power of worst case scenario. 1 1/5 is one of the answers, and then you convince yourself, oh, I got that one right, when in fact you get it wrong. So that's the only downfall of some multiple choice tests. All right, box number 9. You got a 15-second head start. See if you can beat me to the answer. 15-second head start. Box 9.
3 and 86 thousandths.
Yeah, no. I wouldn't give you something ugly like that. That would be a high school question. Malachi, you got an answer. Your pencil, move it. Where's your work? Get it out. That's the only way you know if you're doing it right. All right, there's your 15 seconds. Let's see. Big picture, I'm dividing. Big picture, I'm dividing with mixed numbers. So step number 1 is change mixed numbers to improper fractions. 3 times 2 is 6. 6 plus 2 is 8. 8 over 3. 15 times 1 is 15, plus 1 is 16. 16 over 5. I'm dividing, so I do a copy dot flip. Copy the 8 over 3. Change division to multiplication. Flip the second, the divisor. Flip the second fraction. Now let's see if something cross or do. Oh yeah, 8 and 16. 8 goes in both of those. Let's see, 8 goes into 8 one time. 8 goes into 16 two times. 3 goes into 3 and 15. So 3 goes into 3 once. 3 goes into 15 5 times. Multiply across. 1 times 5 is 5. 1 times 2 is 2. 5 over 2. 2 goes into 5 twice. 2 plus 2 is 4 with 1 left over. So 2 and 1/2. All right. Confident or not confident?
Absolutely confident because I beat you both times.
All right, good deal. Do we need to do more?
Absolutely not.
All right, one more and we'll call it a day. I lied. I'm out of examples.
Here, can
All
I
right.
make one? Can I make one, Mr. Shardy?
Sure. Let's do one. Give me. Tell me.
Up 5 and 3 14 and 1 and 2/3.
1 and 2/3. He was nice.
Oh,
To
this
you.
is easy. All right.
All right, here we go. Write this down in one of those empty boxes. 5 and 3/14 divided by 1 and 2/3. 5 and 3/14. Pen, paper, right. 5 and 3/14. 1 and 2/3. Okay. Here we go. 5 times 14. Okay, maybe some of you need some scratch work off to the side. 5 times 4 is 20. Carry your 2. 5 times 1 is 5 plus 2 is 7. So we get 70 plus 3 is 73. Thank you, Gavin, for making our lives miserable. Divided by 3 times 1 is 3 plus 2 is 5. 5 over 3. Copy dot flip. So let's see. That would be 73 over 14 dot 3 over 5. Okay. Let's see. 7 plus 3 is 10. 3 doesn't go into that. 3, 4. Nothing cross reduces. Thank you, Gavin. All right.
I have the answer.
Let's see. 5 times 14 would be, once again, 70. 3 times 73. 3 times 3 is 9. 3 times 7 is 21. 2, 19. I don't know if anything goes into that. I know that 3 doesn't go into 70. So let's just turn it into a mixed number. 70, let's see, we can count by 70
Goes
easy.
into it.
70, 140, 210, 3 times. So 3 times 210 with 9 left over, 9 over 7.
Let's go.
Thank you, Gavin.
Mr. Shardy, guess what? You did it. You solved the math problem.
Yes. Yes.
Here, can I make another one?
No, that's enough.
What? Mine was so, this was
All right, we will have a race.
Wait.
No,
Oh.
right now? Yes.
So like A, B, C, D
All right,
times A.
he is going to say a problem.
No, the A, B, C, D, E times A equals E. What is that?
Well, nobody got it in here.
Can you tell us?
We give up. Yeah, we give up.
A, B, C, D. I'll tell you how I solved it. time, was it A?
Times A equals E.
Times equals 1, 2, 3,
4,
4, 5, 6. Okay. All right.
There's only 5.
There were 6 of them. All right.
I thought A was 3.
Here's how I thought. Now, there's other ways of thinking about it. If there's 6 E's and there's only 5 of these, then that means the last time you multiply A times A, you get a number that's 2 digits that are the same, like 11, 22, 33, 44. The problem is with multiplication is that we might be carrying, right? So if the answer is 99, then A times A, well, the biggest we can get is 9 times 9, right? 9 times 9 is, if A is 9, 81 plus, well, you're never going to get to 99, but maybe it's an 88, right? So if A is a 9, 9 times 9 is 81, but to get to 88, we would have to be carrying 7. That means A times B has got to be a 70 something. It doesn't sound plausible, right? So it's probably not 88 either. So someone take a guess at what you think it might be.
77.
Could be 77, but once again, that means 8 times A. We got to get something close to, 8 times 8 is 64. You're not going to get to 77. 9 times 9 is too big, so it can't be that either. So it ain't going to be 77. This is what my mind was thinking through. It's got to be the same number. It's EE.
0.
Could be 66, right? 8 times, if A is 8, 8 times 8 is 64, maybe we're carrying 2. That's more plausible. So what I said to myself, which was, okay, what is the other thing up there? Well, all I did, which most people that there's only 3 people that have solved this so far, they said the same thing I said. Well, rather than taking a guess at one of the extremes, 66 or 11, we guess kind of in the middle as our starting point. So 55. Okay? So we're guessing that the E's are 5s. Okay? So if an E is a 5, that means this is a 5.
I said that when you first.
Agreed, but you had to give me all the letters. Okay? And I'd say most people that get it, for some reason, I think it's how I just explained it, guess it's 5. That means A times E. If A is a 5, then this is also another reason why they probably guess 5, myself included, is because it's easy to multiply by 5s, right? That means it doesn't matter what A is. Anything times 5 is either
0 or 5.
Well, that would mean if it was a 0, all of these would have to be zeros, right? So therefore, it's got to be a 5. You see that logic there? Anything times 5 is either 0, 10, 20, 30, 40, or something with a 5 on the end of it. But if A times E gives me a 0, that means all of these are, well, you can't get all zeros. That means it's a 5.
Unless A is 0.
Unless A is 0. But then if A times E is 0, right, that means this is a 0 as well, too.
Yep.
And 0 times 0 is 0, not 5. So that can't be 0. So all you do is you go through those possibilities there. So A could be any number, right? A could be, oh, by the way, if this ends in the 55 right here, that means A times A can't be an 8, because 8 times 8 is 64, not 55. So it can't be an 8. Could it be a 7?
It could be an 11
Can't be 11.
or a 5.
Can A be a 7?
Yes.
7 times 7 is 49. We could be carrying 6. So that could be a possibility. Maybe A is 7. So you just go through all those possibilities, right? Well, that's how it's done.
So what's the answer?
Well, we got to go through all the possibilities. All right, so let's think. My guess is that A is 7 and E is 5. Okay, so if A is 7, and I got a B, and I got a C, and I got a D, and I know E is 5, I know that's 7. So let's see. 7 times 5 is,
35.
okay, and I'm carrying a 3. I want to get a 5 because it says 5 right there. What could D be if I'm carrying 3? I got to get to a 5.
32.
What could D be? It's got to be a single digit. I've already used the 7 and 5. I've used a 7 and a 5. It's got to be a single digit. 7 times 6 is 42, plus 3 is 45. So maybe, guess, that's a 6. 7 times 5 is 35, carry your 3. 7 times 6 is
42.
plus 3 is, looking good so far. What am I carrying now? What could C be if I'm carrying a 4? 7, it's already used a 5.
Oh. An 8.
7 times 8 is 56 plus 4 is 60, not a 5. I'm carrying 4.
Could you carry?
What added to 4 is 5? 1. So what times something is 1? 7 times what is 1? 7 times 49. I gotta get a 1.
7 times.
Count by 7s until you get a 1.
14.
Count by 7s until you get a 1.
14.
Count by 7s until you get a 1. 20. So that's 7 times.
3.
So if C is a 3, 7 times 3 is 21. Plus 4 is, I put a 5 and I carry.
You're 2.
What plus 2 is 5?
3.
3.
7 times what is a 3?
73.
7 times 6 is,
42.
plus 2 is 44, not a 5. I need a 3.
65.
So how do I get that number?
7 times 9.
7 times 9.
Oh my god.
And there's your answer.
7, 9.
What? 79,300.
Actually, it was, was it you that came up with our first number right here, the 6? That was the smartest thing said in class today. Right? Because that is the key, right? Up until here, we're kind of just guessing. I mean, I literally said I'm guessing that it's 5. There's no reason it had to be a 5. But if it was a 5, that's your first smart guess right there.
65.
All right.
No, wait, that's the answer.
Sorry, e-learners, you had to go through that. You saw none of that, but we were solving that problem that we did in class a long time ago.
Should I click to the next?
No. Jameson, any questions?
No,
All right. Are you coming back Monday or no?
I have no idea.
Okay. If you are, then I'll see you. If not, just remember you have to take your test on Monday.
Okay,
See you later.
bye.